Hello, this is Greg Gals from Green Gregs coming to you on the 18th of November 21. Time on deck is 19,100 hours Central Standard Time. Now, there's something that's really disturbing me right now, and it is the findings of smallpox and rumors of smallpox pandemics and things like that. My friends, there is some really scary stuff going on right now. We're going to get all into that because what has happened on one hand, uh, dear Mr. Bill Gates, who loves us so much, yeah, he has announced that we need to be worried about a smallpox pandemic. And what happens? Lo and behold, somebody's cleaning out a refrigerator at the Merck facility in Montgomery County, Pennsylvania, and what they found? Smallpox in a refrigerator. We're not talking in a level 4 bio facility either. And I got to tell you some more about this too. There's also there was weaponized smallpox developed by the Soviet Union and put in refrigerated warheads with the idea of launching them against the United States after a nuclear attack, just to finish off the remnant of the population. They figured anybody that survived would be so darn mad that the straggling remnant of people in America would come over and whoop them in Russia. They knew us good old boys, didn't they? Yeah. Okay. Well, there's some scary stuff here, guys. And there's many dimensions to this. There's the dimensions. What happened if power went down in that refrigerator? What happened if they just had a power loss and that stuff got out, thawed out? What would happen? How many other refrigerators have this kind of stuff? What's out in the Aral Sea in Russia? What and why was Mr. Dear Billy Gates so talking about this? Just talking about it. And what else have they talked about? Are these pointers? Are these indicators? Is there something to come? Let's hope not, but we do need to discuss it. So I mentioned this before. In 2003, Sir Martin Rees, Astronomer Royal of Great Britain, wrote this book. This is the American version of it. He called it Our Final Century, I think, originally, but American publishers, Americans didn't have that kind of attention span. So for our consumption, he named it Our Final Hour. And maybe that's good enough. Sir Martin Rees was worried about the things that could take out our civilization. And so much so, he wrote this. And friends, we may have to consider Sir Martin Rees to be an optimist. Well, he wrote, and I read here from, I bought this book in 2003. I've been a prepper for a long time. He said, I think the odds are no better than 50-50 that our present civilization on Earth will survive to the end of the present century. It's underlined here. Think, make this up not. Sir Martin Rees. Check it out. Look it up. The paperback version of this was going for, I think, $4,000 or $5,000 about a year ago. And here I got a hard copy, and I've been marking it up. I think the paperbacks are back down to a cheap price now, so you can order you one if you so want. I paid $25 for this, 20 years ago. Now, what he predicted was that one of the biggest threats that we face is either bio-era or bioterra. Bio-era or bioterra. That's in this book. He was all into it. He talks about many different dimensions and other threats. So we got to get ready. This is part of my eyes wide open and head on a swivel series, guys, because I bring you these things so you'll know to prep. But prepping for a bug is a little different than other prepping. So you got to be thinking about this. Seal your house, get HEPA air filters, air filtration systems in-house, and, for air bringing in different things like that. You need to start thinking about it. Gas mask and, we're not talking about the little face diapers. We're talking about full blown, maybe. Well, but like I say, they didn't shut the United States down during our Revolutionary War when we had a smallpox epidemic, and indeed they used cattle pox to take care of that situation. George Washington, and that was a natural thing. Oh yeah, by the way, the word cow in Spanish is vaca. That's where we get our definition for that other word that ends in "ine." Okay, let's get into this. I'm going to share some things, but first I'm going to say, if you're not subscribed to my channel, subscribe, bang the update notification bell, and click all. And right now, we've also got a very good special for you that you need to consider with the tough times we're in, where supply chains are breaking down and everything else is going down. Hang on, guys. My screens are messing up on me. Here we go. You need to consider going to prepwithgreg.com, because at prepwithgreg.com, we got a special. And looks like there's a timer on this. I don't know. Sometimes this timer means they're going to change prices. Prices are going up, guys. The specials are getting more and more tighter. So right now, you still got this availability of a 3-month supply of emergency food that lasts 25 years, 2,000 calories a day, breakfast, lunch, and dinner. Make you a winner. I mean, 2,000 calories a day, guys. 2 buckets of this, which you got a special price on here too, this is a month supply. It's 2-week supply per bucket. 6 is 3-month supply. And this is real food, guys. This is real stuff. And this is what it looks like when it's reconstituted. And I'm going to be cooking some of this here for you not too long from now. But here's what you probably ought to do. Come into prepwithgreg.com and go up here and click on My Patriot Supply and find all the other deals here on this site. Go in and look maybe at air purification. You might want to look at this. This is the device you can put in your house to help purify the air. It's got these HEPA filters. You could hook this up to your HVAC or something like that, put them together, tape them together, and clean the air coming in your house, tape your house up. That's what you do if you got a bad enough pandemic. Smallpox is bad, and it can be even worse than what we had before. I'm going to talk about that in a minute. So here it is, guys. Here it is. Go to prepwithgreg.com. Frozen vials, plural. I think it was 2 of them. Frozen vials labeled smallpox found by a worker cleaning out a fridge. Wow. Here we are. 2 deadly virus. Well, it's not just 2 viruses, 2 vials of viruses. One vial's going to have millions of them in there. Eradicated in the 1970s, and only 2 labs in the entire world are supposed to have the supplies. Only 2 labs in the whole world. Should any have them? That's a better question. Should any lab have these kind of supplies? Several. Okay, now several frozen vials of smallpox have been discovered in a lab by a worker cleaning out a fridge in Pennsylvania. So there you go. It's been investigated by the FBI and the CDC. This is in a Merck lab. Merck lab. The frozen vials were labeled with smallpox and accidentally discovered. Accidentally. Wow, by a lab worker. Now, what if he had dropped them? He didn't know what he was about to reach into. This wasn't a level 4 bio facility. This was just a lab. One of the deadliest viruses ever to plague humanity, killing approximately 3 in 10 people infected. 30%, way worse than what we're seeing now. And there are other buttons out there. Airborne Ebola may be something to be worried about. Ebola restum is an airborne version, unlike the bloodborne that is typically breaking out in Africa. Look it up. All right, so don't take my word for it. Look it up. So that stuff was declared to be eradicated in 1980. I'll show you that in a minute. And 1980, they said this stuff was eradicated, but it was said to exist still in 2 labs. Well, should we have had it anywhere? Said we're packing up to move. Oh my gosh, what do we find here? It's scary, right? But look what the Soviet Union had. They had their research facility for making a weaponized version of smallpox on this island in the Aral Sea. It's how do you pronounce that? I don't know. Vozrozhdeniye. I didn't get how to pronounce this island's name. However, there's a little problem. The Aral Sea dried up for the most part. This is the area. Hey, guys, give you a picture here. If it'll load. Yeah. Oh, yeah. This is about the island there. Oh, this is the Aral Sea today, guys. It grows grass. Former island, the Aral Sea, used to be a top secret Russian bioweapons facility. You know what the Russians developed? A weaponized smallpox. Seemed to be far more virulent than the wild garden variety. I say wild garden variety facetiously. So, and the bad thing about this is near a lot of the other Islamic republics that might have people that possibly might have ill intentions toward the West, because we've had a lot of conflict with them. And all they got to do now is walk over there to this facility. Maybe they can scrape up something. I don't know. Security in the Soviet Union was pretty bad after it all broke down. So we are going to trash that site. We got an ad popped up. But here's what it started. But let's go deeper. So there could be something coming out of this place. Something bad could come out of this place. It's possible. But here's what really disturbs me. Microsoft founder Bill Gates warns of bioterror attacks, and urges leaders to use germ games. No, why would he do germ games? Y'all remember there were some germ games before. There was germ games. Yeah, he's done it before. I wish that. Let's look at this. Have you ever heard of this? Nah, nobody's heard of this. This event? Nah. Till one exercise. And what did they practice in this exercise? Yeah, spreading of a Mexican beer bug. If you know what I mean. If you know what I mean. This was the exercise. When did it occur? Oh my Lord, just before something started spreading. Interesting. Very, very, very. And who sponsored it? Oh yeah, our dear friends here. Klaus Schwab. Oh my. Such a kindly old chap. I said, that's what the British would say. I know. Ich verstehe nicht. Yeah, I might say that off Deutsch, yeah. Yeah, World Economic Forum. And they've used the bug. It's okay, this gives us the opportunity to, now that we're shutting down, to do it for climate, saving us from the climate catastrophe. We can use this as the model. So it's as if the bug that hit us became a useful model for them. And some people got very rich after all this happened. Oh yeah, and who's a big vaccine investor? I got no idea. Right, okay. No idea. Really? What do you think? Oh yeah, let's get back over here. A good buddy. Germ games. And what did he say? What did he say? So he's going to sit down with the Health Select Committee, Jeremy Hunt, the chair of that committee, for the think tank of the Policy Exchange, and he suggested these germ games. But what did he tell them? Somewhere here, he told them that he expected smallpox pandemic. It's in there somewhere, and it's been quoted other places. I don't know if I want to go through and read all this, but it's in here. I'm not going to dilly around to find it, but it's in there. Trust me, you can find. Just search the internet, you'll find it. All right. Obviously, the world is free of it. How do we have to worry about somebody with? Where are the terrorists going to come from to get this stuff? Huh? Maybe the Aral Sea, maybe. I hope the Russians placed that up. But as of May 8th, 1980, it's bye-bye bug. No more bug. It's gone. It's extinct, supposedly. Last case in 1975. The last case was in 1975. So they waited 5 years, make sure none of them would show up. And they said, it's gone. It's gone. Stocks of this stuff. The World Health Organization. Okay. Yeah, guys. You gotta wonder. You gotta wonder. So let's go over here. Oh, yeah. How is it this guy here could have so accurately predicted when it had been 100 years since we had had a pandemic that one would occur absolutely, unquestionably within a 4-year term of a certain president? How could he have been so sure, so certain? Well, this happens to be a video of an interview where he's being grilled about this and his involvement in certain funding of gain of function activities by, allegedly being involved in them, supposedly by Senator Rand Paul. And Senator Rand Paul grills him very nicely in this video here. It's on American Times, a rather small channel, but this has got 1 million views, 1.5 million views, guys. Check it out. And you could look for this video and see what's on it. Yeah, and here we are back to this. Again, who funded it? Oh yeah, let's look at something else. Johns Hopkins University. So let's look at this. There's something else to go through. Johns Hopkins has been involved in other of these things, like dark winter. And what was dark winter? Earlier exercise. And what was dark winter all about? And we've been hearing this term dark winter lately. Yeah. And who talks about it? Our current El Presidente, right? Why does Sam Nunn play president so many of these exercises were back in the day? He did. They had a lot of exercises back in the early days. Now, see, this was done in 2001. A fictional, notice how they put fictional in italics. A fictional scenario depicting a covert smallpox attack on who? U.S. citizens. Wow. So Bill Gates is asking, so we need to play these games. Well, it's already played. Here it is, guys. John Hopkins was involved. Oh, dark winter. Who warns of dark winter? No, I don't know. Biden focuses first transition work on pandemic's limit. Dark winter. Y'all guys, what is this? Oh yeah, we're on the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation site here. So I'm taking you straight to the websites of the Vet 201. I've taken you right here to, I've had you on the CDC website. So I'm not, guys, I'm going to the top end things here, guys. And here we are over here actually on Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation. And if you look down here to see who they choose as their leadership council, got no idea who some of these people are. Do you? Director of the General of the World Health Organization. This guy, UNICEF. Yeah, I got no idea who they're talking about. It's amazing it's still the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation, considering they went to Splitsville, right? All righty, enough of that. I'm gonna stop the share. Bing. So what do you need to do about this? If this becomes a certainty that it comes out, it's kind of like having an uncanny prophetic ability to predict something's going to happen within 4 years when it hadn't happened in 100. How do you get such an uncanny predictive ability? How come immediately after they did a little exercise on something, something similar broke out? I mean, how come now suddenly we're being challenged to do exercises involving smallpox? And suddenly we got the smallpox right here. Where else is it? What happened to those vials they recovered? I hope they went to the CDC. Well, they should be destroyed, burnt, incinerated. Very carefully, though, I might add, so they still don't get out. What's in the Aral Sea? Did the Russians get that stuff policed up good? They had refrigerated warheads on missiles to carry this stuff. We'll launch it right here. So they had a fair bit of it in Russia at one time, and the Aral Sea was not the missile center. So that means they had it at the Aral Sea where they developed it, and their missile launch complexes for their ICBMs, and some of them are mobile, as you know. I don't know if the mobile ones would have had that. Don't know that. But that's something that came out when the wall fell. The Soviets admitted it. Oh yeah, we had this stuff. Wow. Yeah, it's not the only thing they admitted. They admitted to having a system also that if there had been a seismic event and loss of comms in Russia, that all the nukes in Russia would have been launched all at once. Just kind of like the Doomsday Machine from Dr. Strangelove. What was the point of Dr. Strangelove? Well, the whole point of having one of these is to tell everybody so they want to attack you. What is the purpose of keeping it secret? That defeats the whole purpose of it. But they did just that, even after the movie Dr. Strange. I mean, isn't that weird? Isn't that weird? And now we're having tensions with the Ruskies again. So, oh yeah, they still got that dead hand switch, as they call it. It's still in place, apparently. Yeah, okay. At least we know about it now. But yeah, we don't want to get in a war with the Russians. We don't want to get in a war with the Russians. Listen, I've been to Russia. There's good people there. I enjoyed my trip to Moscow. It was back in 2010. There's good people there. just like anywhere else. It's the governments that play us against each other. It's the issue. So first and foremost, prepare for yourself, prepare for your family. Consider sanitation, considering keeping your immune system really strong. Consider the kind of protocols you would need if such a really true virulent, deadly thing breaks out. But if it does break out, like, really soon, nobody's going to be suspicious now, are they? No. Oh, guys, this is disturbing. It's disturbing in so many ways. I'm not saying it's this. I'm not saying it's that. I'm just saying it's disturbing. I'm just asking questions. That's all. I'm not saying he did it, they did it. I'm just asking questions. Can we not ask questions today? No, not really. You certainly can't have answers. No. So, some things to think about. I think we need to be supporting Rand Paul. Yeah, Rand Paul called for Dr. F to resign. Is that enough? Is that enough? A lot of questions. A lot of questions. I'll say this: prepare, get ready. If this thing breaks out, there's going to be the lockdowns that we had. Nothing. Child's play, romper room, Sunday school. So all that stuff is. You're going to, and certain people in power might love. They love power. To totally clamp down, boy, they would be all giggles over it. Imagine the lockdowns they'd want to impose. Oh yeah, what did I say earlier? We have such a history, right? Such a history. Back in the days when we were engaged in the thing that our Declaration of Independence was written on. This has both the Constitution and Declaration of Independence contained herein. And guess what, guys? When the Declaration of Independence was written, we had an outbreak. The United States functioned. It kept working. We even fought a war for our survival and independence against a greater, stronger adversary and prevailed. And we didn't do it by shutting everything down. Yeah, a lot of people suffered mightily. And there's worse things. And if they got a weaponized version, it could be worse. And some people have suggested that this has been out of circulation so long that we have lost immunity and we will be hit harder. Even those of us that had the jab for that many moons ago, back in the early 70s, that we've lost it by now. That's been suggested. It's been suggested that we would suffer mightily today, much more so than it did back in the day. Now, I don't know. That's just so much of that, right? Prep. Get ready every way you can, because you might be having to stay in your home. You might be locked down more than ever. You better have as much stuff on your own. Look, what they're doing in China, and they welded people's doors shut when the other bug got out, the first time around. They couldn't go in and out and do nothing. That's scary. I can't see that happen here in this country. I don't think. There's those that would love to do that. I have a hard time saying that. Really hard time, even with something like this. But there's talk of quarantine. There's talk of all kind of things they might do, because there can be stuff worse than the natural wild garden variety of smallpox, the not so garden variety, or other bugs that have a higher case fatality rate. And was thought that the weaponized version had almost 100% case fatality rate. That's what the Soviets thought. I don't know. How in the world were they going to deliver from ICBM? They had to slow down. They had to shoot in that warhead to slow it down before it popped open and aerosolized the stuff. I don't know. Guys, I have no idea about that, although it's a frightening prospect. So what I do know is this. A lot of people are talking about a dark winter this year. It's my understanding they're talking about. Is it something else? Is it this? What is it? I know my friends in Wisconsin are having a tough time. I'd like for everybody to play for my friend who's been on my channel. He's got a channel called Battle Axe, Stacy Savicki. She is sick and suffering, and she's lost some of her friends. It's hitting up there real hard in some other states. But there may be other stuff coming around. What is it? Why is it? I don't know, guys. Just get ready, prepare. I've gone long enough. Prepare. Get ready. Prep now. Get everything you can to be able to stay in your home if you have to. You may be told to. Have maybe caches set up, out and about. That's a good thing about these packages that I've shown you so much. And you can set them up in caches. They're lightweight, easy to deal with. So my friends, get ready. But I'm gonna tell you what. No, I can't say it on here. Yeah. You know what I'm thinking. Everybody, take care of yourself. And let's pray that this don't come to pass. Let's pray mightily that this don't come to pass. And with that, I'm going to say goodbye. If you're watching this tonight, when you get done watching it, go out and catch the eclipse. Maybe you can see a few linoid meteors while the eclipse is peaked, because the moon will be down in intensity. So go out, catch the eclipse, and look for some linoid meteors. It'll be beautiful. And one way to fight all this bad stuff going on in the world is through love. It's light dispels dark, love dispels hate. Go out and shine your love light in the world. And let's see if we can make a positive change. And maybe if we can get enough of that spreading around, if we can come up with an effective version of love, maybe we can stop all this nonsense. All right, everyone. Good night.